Water is a vital resource, and on a small island like Jersey, where nearly all the island's water supply is derived from rainfall alone, it is important all of us manage the quality of water going into our streams and reservoirs. With virtually no natural water resources, Jersey is heavily reliant on surface water for its mains water supply. It's for this reason that the Action for Cleaner Water Group, a partnership between island farmers, Jersey Water and the Department of the Environment, have introduced a number of measures in recent years to improve Jersey's raw water quality and protect that supply.
All the water which lands on Jersey has to percolate through the fields to get to our reservoirs, off the fields, off the land and into the streams. It can pick up pesticides, nitrates and other substances that are put onto the land. There's fields next to reservoirs, there's houses next to fields, there's a lot of people and a lot of activity that goes on such a small island. So we all have a role to play in ensuring that water resources are protected and that water quality can be maintained.
We have 120 days of water storage at any one time, which the island depends on, but the natural supply is vulnerable to pollutants like nitrates and pesticides in the catchment areas. In 2016, Val de la Mar was out of action for 5 months due to multiple pollution detections.
That could be a result of a farmer spraying a field during a rain event. That could then go onto a road where the parish authorities perhaps have just sprayed, say, glyphosate on the road. It could then run past someone's private dwelling, and that could contain glyphosate which someone's used in their garden. It's a combination of very small pollution events which augment and then find their way into the water resources. So that just shows you it's everybody's responsibility.
It's in no small part down to voluntary initiatives by the farming community that recent test results show the island's raw water quality continues to improve and that nitrate and pesticide levels in streams are on a long-term downward trend.
By putting fertiliser on a crop or any other applications that are needed, there is a potential for some runoff or leach, and so we want to reduce that. We actually want that product to work with the potato rather than just be wasted into leach. So we've worked very closely with Jersey Water and other interested parties, including the states as well. So it's looking at ways that they've got a collaborative approach to be more responsible, to ultimately have a more sustainable food and a more sustainable agriculture.
Jersey Water's treated water quality remains consistently very high, with an overall compliance rate of 99.99%, and there have been no instances of nitrates exceeding regulatory limits in treated water since 2013. Since the Action for Cleaner Water Group started addressing the issues, there have been no pesticide breaches either, despite the challenges faced. Jersey Water's testing regime is comprehensive, and each year the company undertakes approximately 15,000 analyses of treated water and over 46,000 analyses from raw water sources.
We're an integral member of the Action for Cleaner Water Group, which has the objective of ensuring that diffuse pollution in the island is managed by reducing the amount of nitrates or fertilisers that go on the land, reducing the amount of pesticides that go on the land. So it's about everyone working together with the common objective of ensuring that water quality in the island is improved.
Year on year, nitrates are coming down. Pesticide detections in surface waters are coming down. And if indeed there is anything coming up, it's discussed amongst the group and a solution is found. So I'm extremely encouraged by the cooperation shown by the farming community, and I hope that will lead to future gains as we go forward.
Nitrate concentrations in raw water sources are mainly dependent on the volume and timing of the application of fertiliser and of rainfall during the potato growing season. The Action for Cleaner Water Group aims to develop sustainable working practices that protect water resources from pollution. In recent years, farming techniques have modernised with precision application of fertilisers and pesticides, resulting in the volume of fertiliser used being reduced by 25%. Farmers are acutely aware of the part they play when planting, which has led to some important innovations.
We've obviously created some bunding banks. This is all helping with diffused pollution, obviously coming off the fields and ending up in the reservoir. So here you can see we've formed these banks, and we're standing on top of one here to stop water when we plant the potatoes running off into the reservoir.
We hand plant because it's all about precision agriculture, And then when you go following behind what's been planted, we've got a bit of kit which covers the potatoes, but at the same time it covers the potatoes, it's actually placing the fertiliser prills around the seed potato, so right in the growing zone. We're worried about the amount of nitrates that get into the water courses over here and general leaching. So by placing it in the growing zone, you're going to reduce the incidence of that.
We're very conscious that our particular farm has 2 feeder streams into Grand Vaux Reservoir, so we're always conscious of the quality of water that's going into our streams. So the protocols that we follow for manure management in particular are quite rigorous.
Jersey Water takes its role as custodians of the island's water supply extremely seriously and will ensure treated water quality is of the highest possible standard. However, we all need to work together.
This type of land we take quite a bit of pride in. We don't farm this land in the same commercial way we do other fields. We would rarely use any fertiliser at all on this land, and certainly we wouldn't use any herbicides or any type of pesticide. So it's all very natural, and it makes great grazing for our young heifers.
A joined up and collaborative approach from all islanders is the answer to managing Jersey's water quality, and the Action for Cleaner Water Group is an outstanding example of how the entire island community can work together to continuously protect and improve our natural water supply. Every one of us must do our bit to ensure raw water in Jersey is as clean as possible.
As an islander and as a consumer, it's all too easy to take water for granted. Without it, the community would break down very quickly. So we all have a massive interest in making sure that it's as good as it can be, and we should never take it for granted.
Many visitors come from all over the world to look at our farming operation. Most visiting farmers would give their eye teeth for fertile soils such as ours.
We've got to try and protect our water sources as much as we can and keep them. This is why we're doing all the best practices that we can do.
So we're partners on this whole project, Action for Cleaner Water, to look at our processes, to work with them, to help them ultimately have better, more stable, more reliable, cleaner, fresher water that's ultimately going to come out of the tap.